What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're back with some more content on Global. Global has been killing it today, so much stuff to go through, and in this video in particular, we're going through COLISEUM Jinbe. I mean, it goes without saying, this is a character you pretty much have to farm. He is phenomenal, really good. So before we get into each of these rounds, you know, we've got Watatsume, we've got Aladdin, and we also have Jinbe. Let's actually talk about the new unit Jinbe and why he is so good. So he is a quick fighter cerebral character. His captain ability will be a 2.75 times attack, 1.3 times health to both fighter and cerebral. So if you're more free to play and you need a decent captain, I guess he's okay. He's passable as a captain, 2.75 and 1.3 health. Not the worst from what we've seen of a free to play unit. His special ability though is so powerful. So it boosts the chain multiplier by plus 0.5 for 2 turns. Also will give you a massive reduction of damage dealt that exceeds 3,000 for 2 turns. So this applies a damage threshold to your crew for 2 turns. And if your captain is either fighter or cerebral, you remove all of the enemy's damage threshold. This is such a powerful special ability. Mainly from what we've seen on Global, we haven't seen too many situations where the enemy has like more than 5 damage threshold turns. But if there ever is a boss that does, then you can just completely remove it. But you know, this can be used against any enemy that has a damage threshold. You can just remove it, you get your own damage threshold, which is good, and you can also get a chain boost. So like, this unit just does a lot. A really good defensive style unit that will help you not only just block damage, but also just allow you to deal more damage as well with a slight chain boost. Like, this unit just overall is a really nice unit to have. Now, he does have 2 crewmate abilities. First one will give you 50 stats to both fighter and cerebral, and his secondary one cannot be blown away. So again, that's another really useful sailor ability to have. He does have a support ability, which will support Nami, Chopper, Brook, and Carrot. Nothing amazing here, just 5% of his base attack and HP added to the supported unit. So nothing really too crazy there, but it's mainly down to that special. That special ability, as I said, really good defensively and slightly offensive as well. Definitely go ahead and max him out. He does have slot bind resistance up to 5 turns and recovery bind resistance also up to 5 turns. So this big boy Jinbe is pretty freaking good. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get through round 1, 2, and we'll get to round 3 where we have 3 different teams against COLISEUM Jinbe. So getting into this, the first round is going to be against Watatsume. On stage 4, we have a mini-boss Vanderdecken. Now you can see in this clip here, we are going to be using the Dex Smoker to swap into the captain spot, because the preemptive attack of Vanderdecken will swap one of our captains with one of our subs for 2 turns. So we definitely don't want that to happen. Another thing as well, do not activate any attack boost against Vanderdecken, otherwise he'll remove your beneficial effects and he will slot bind your crew for 5 turns. So don't bring an attack boost against Vanderdecken. I'm using a Snake Man team here. Very easy team to build. Obviously, well, you're going to have Jinbe and Snake Man and also the Usopp, of course. But compared to some of the more recent teams, of course, that I've been building, this team is actually relatively easy to build. And we do have the Usopp on the team because it's really nice on stage 5 against Watatsume, because Watatsume will blind you for 99 turns. So we have the Usopp there to block that with his crewmate effect. Very useful to have. Watatsume is just really annoying because he has a 4-hit perfect barrier and he tries to block you from doing damage to him because of his barrier and blinding you. But of course, if you're able to remove the blind, it's not really that big of a deal. Both of these enemies don't really have too much HP. Vanderdecken had 2 million, Watatsume has 2.7 million. So both of these characters, they're relatively low threat, I would say. They're nothing really too difficult, I would say. But definitely having a character that can remove the blindness effect as a crewmate will make your life a lot easier in this fight. The next fight is going to be against Aladdin, but on stage 4 we have Praline. Praline's preemptive attack will special bind your entire team for 3 turns. Also, you're not allowed to delay her either. She has a 98 turn delay immunity. She has about 1.5 million HP, and when you end up killing Praline, she will go ahead and bind your top and middle row for 9 turns, and you'll get 5 turns of paralysis on your entire team. So very important here to make sure that on your bottom row you have characters that can remove a lot of turns of bind. In this situation here, we've got the Ambush Linlin, which can remove 6 turns of bind, and we also have the Legend Judge, which can remove 7 turns of bind. Another really good thing here is with these two characters, you get an Orb boost with Judge, you get a type boost with Linlin. So these two characters make your life a whole lot easier for this fight against Aladdin. So there's the attack where she just binds and she paralyzes your crew. On stage 5 against Aladdin with 4 million HP, he will go ahead and put up a defense shield, so any character that attacks him that isn't quick gets the damage reduced by a lot. So you definitely want to be hitting very hard with your quick characters here. Also, your captains will be binded for a further 8 turns. So if you have max sockets, by the time you reach this stage, you can see you have 10 turns of bind on your captains, and you get, what was it, 5 turns of bind on your middle row. So yeah, you got to have at least 10 turns of bind removal on your bottom row. So that's going to be very, very important in this particular fight against the Aladdin. And of course, having quick units that can do lots of damage. I also have the support Zoro, which can give a color affinity boost to slasher characters, which Batu and Cavendish are counted as a slasher in their dual form. So with all of this damage, it is enough to go ahead and KO Aladdin in a single burst turn. So now we can start talking about the actual final boss against Jinbe. As I said, there are 3 different teams in this video today. First one is Sabo and Koala. Stage 3, you can see there's 3 turns of a defense up and 2 turns of special binder applied to your team. Nothing really crazy for stage 3. That's really nothing really too crazy. You can just go through it, attack it, kill at your own pace. He does have 5 million health, which is a lot, but that's all he does. He just attacks every single turn after his preemptive. Stage 4 is a little bit more tricky though. Praline and Aladdin are both here. Praline has more HP, 2.4 million, and Aladdin has 2.1. You can see you get 5 turns of paralysis on your crew, 1 turn of resilience for Aladdin, which is very annoying, and both of the enemies here, both Aladdin and Praline, will become either Dex or Quick. Both of them can change to whatever color they want. I think they both can become the same color as well, so, you know, put that into perspective as well. You know, make sure you build a team that is actually able to output enough damage against both of the enemies here, and the thing is when you kill both of them, they're going to do something after they are dead. So Praline makes your right side all block orbs, and Aladdin makes all your left side orbs into block. And also after the first turn, Praline cuts your health in half, and Aladdin will give the enemy's attack up. So when they go ahead and attack you on that first turn, they actually do a pretty sizable chunk of damage. So you definitely want to try and KO them as quick as possible and move on to the final boss stage, which is against Jinbe. And Jinbe has 12 million health. He applies a counter as well. He has an immunity, so you can't apply any conditional boost. And he changes into a Psi-type character. And the thing is, he applies 2 different debuffs from a list of debuffs. So there's a list on the left-hand side of the screen. You can see it can either be attack down, normal attacks only, chain coefficient reduction, or badly matching slots. Either of them can happen. So having a character you can bring into this stage that gives you a beneficial orb enable is going to be very useful. Also, a chain lock on this final boss stage will make your life a lot easier as well. And a unit that can remove attack down will also be very good. In this specific example, we have limited rare recruit Toadskii for the chain lock and 5 turns of attack down removal. And Coliseum Neptune, my bad, also removes 5 turns of attack down. So with limited rare recruit Toadskii and Neptune, we can remove all the turns of that, as well as, you know, Sabo and Koala can change block orbs into matching. They can get rid of the badly matching debuff as well. So Sabo and Koala, really good for this Coliseum. The secondary team you guys are going to be seeing in this video here is a V2 Akainu team. The V2 Akainu team and the team after this one are like building characters that are not I wouldn't say easily accessible, but just characters that have been out for a while, right? V2 Akainu's been out for a very long time on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global, and the team after this has V2 Shanks as the captain. So, you know, either one of those two can work as a captain for this fight. Now, for this particular team, we have the Galette on the final boss stage to give us a chain lock. Edward Weevil's very good in this Coliseum, as he can remove all turns of the attack down, as well as applying a 2x attack boost to your crew, because the enemy will have an immunity buff. So if you don't have any sort of good attack booster on your team, then Edward Weevil's going to be a really good unit for that. Also, we've got Rayleigh on this specific example, because we want to use his special on stage 4 to get rid of the paralysis that gets inflicted to our team. Vivon Rayleigh's really good actually for V2 Akainu, because not only does he just remove a ton of debuffs, but he also gives you the ability to make perfects easier to hit as well. So Rayleigh's a really nice unit to bring for V2 Akainu. And the final character is brand new, and the reason why we have brand new, as I said earlier, there is a chance you can get the badly matching slot debuff, so we can use his special ability before killing stage 4, carry his buff into stage 5, and if Jinbe applies the debuff of getting badly matching slots, because we already have a beneficial or a non-beneficial orb enabling buff, then obviously we can dodge that. So that's the main reason why brand new is on this team. You could definitely bring someone else like COLISEUM Katakuri, who also does a similar thing, but he only does it for 2 turns, but still, that's all you need. You need a beneficial orb enable for 2 turns to carry it into the final boss room. Another way around it is to use someone like Rare Recruit Xistens, who changes negative orbs into recovery. I think that's actually something that you could do as well, but he also applies another beneficial orb enable, which for 3 turns will make recovery beneficial to a certain number of characters. So yeah, Rare Recruit Xistens is a really nice unit to bring if you don't have brand new as well, or COLISEUM Katakuri. The way this Coliseum is structured is they really want you to go ahead and use the new dual units, Shirahoshi and Mancherry, because you can use their special ability on stage 5 to remove 10 turns of any debuff that gets inflicted to your team. So obviously if you use them as a captain here, you can remove, you know, the 10 turns of whatever debuffs get given to you. So understandable why they did this, but even still, I feel like this Coliseum in particular is a lot easier compared to some of the more previous Coliseums that we've had. Coliseum Morlaix was ridiculously difficult. Coliseum Brook, in my opinion, is one of the most difficult Coliseums in the game, so I really like the change of pace here that they've gone with. Coliseum Jinbe is way more laissez, way easier to build for. And the final team you guys will be seeing in this video is the V2 Shanks team. Now the characters on this team, again, are similar in a way to the V2 Akanu team. We've got the Edward Weevil to remove the attack down if we get it inflicted to us on stage 5, Coliseum Katakuri to give us the beneficial orb enabling buff moving into stage 5. We also have Coliseum Neptune, who's great for this fight. You can use him to get an orb boost on stage 3 that you can carry into stage 5, because remember, Coliseum Neptune is a 3-turn orb boost, but also he can remove resilience on stage 4, which is great. So you can KO the stage 4, you know, Praline and Aladdin in 1 turn, so that's very nice to have that. And of course we also have the time skip Rare Recruit Nami to remove the paralysis on stage 4 as well. So as I said, you know, the V2 Akanu team and the V2 Shanks team, they have a lot of characters that are either easily accessible or that have been out for a very long time. So as I said, this is a very easy Coliseum compared to some of the other ones that we've had in the past few months. But that's going to conclude this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.